So, some positive guidance and thoughts and affirmations for this week. To start off with, we have be aware that your thoughts and feelings are just as impactful as your actions. So, we manifest our reality, we manifest the situations in our lives, and our perception on them needs to be positive if we want a positive outcome. So it's very important to keep track of, not really keep track of, I guess, know how you feel about things, and most importantly, if you feel stressed or negative, maybe aggressive towards something, it's important to ask yourself why and evaluate your feelings, and your mind, not just your heart, and to look at it from an open perspective. Writing things down can help, and if, let's just say, you're going through a situation with another person, maybe ask that person how they feel as well. Also, we have make clear, calm thinking your goal. So along with writing things down, if you have any goals or plans or hopes and dreams that you want to turn into achieved goals, it's important to write those down too. And small achievements are kind of what makes the big achievement. So don't get overwhelmed. And just because there's one setback doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It might feel like the end of the world, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise, or maybe there's just a reason that something intervened in your plan or goal or attempt at something, if you're in that situation. So it's very important to monitor your thoughts and feelings on that, because you don't want to beat yourself down and make the situation even worse. Becoming the light in certain situations is a must, and it can sometimes be hard to do, but it does help. So we have trusting. Today, I trust in God. No matter what happens as my day unfolds, I will remember to remain in harmony. I will maintain my sense of humor, and I will keep my focus on God's love for me. In these ways, I will minimize drama and increase my inner spiritual strength. Sometimes there's just certain situations in life, and maybe this has happened in your past, to where really the only thing you can do is just kind of laugh. laughing at pain or just hard times in general can make it more lighthearted, and that can change your perspective on things and even open your mind up to new ideas. And also, not only that, but just trusting that no matter how things turn out and how they change, whether it seems to be for good or for bad, because sometimes we can look at things and at first they might seem bad, but we might not realize that it was a good thing until later on down the road. We have to trust that everything will be okay, and that no matter what, we're on the highest and best path for us, and maybe we're on that path to learn things, and sometimes we just don't always see it at first. And the how it works out isn't really our part sometimes. Sometimes our part is to release and let go and just let our spirit guides and the god and the goddess take things into their own hands. And it can be scary doing that, but sometimes that's all we can do. Having trust in yourself and not losing faith or trust or belief, and not losing a positive mindset. Discovering. Today I release my old beliefs, convictions, and preconceived notions. In their place, I seek new ideas, innovation, and endless possibilities. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside me. So, just like our mindset, we can change that. We can mold it to whatever we want it to be, whether it's positive, negative, a healthy balance. Well, not really a healthy balance. A healthy balance of what's the word? Of down to earth neutrality and like happy, positive, golden retriever personality, I guess you could call it. When we experience new experiences, whether it's painful or hard or stressful, whether it's in love, financially, just life in general, it teaches us how to balance things, how to approach different things to help it work out for the greater good. And it teaches us new things about ourselves, where our weaknesses and our strengths lie, and where we can improve, because there's always room for elevating and learning new things and working on our weakness and strengths. Kind of like a training ground, how they say life is a school. And sometimes certain situations come into our lives for us to release things from our lives that we don't need anymore, and maybe we didn't realize that we didn't need it anymore. So, this week, while you're calming your mind, clearing your mind, writing things down, look inside yourself and clean off those dusty shelves. The inner sense. Today, as I quiet the noise of my mind, I become aware of the voice of my heart. I listen closely to my inner voice. I trust myself and develop confidence in my intuition. My inner truth, but your inner trust too, is divine truth. I allow it to influence and guide me every day. Don't be afraid of where your path leads you. If it feels right, and if it brings you happiness and completeness, that's really all that matters. And the best way to walk with stable feet is to trust yourself and to trust your guides and to trust the God and the goddess or whatever definition that you give your belief system. Because if there's no trust, then it's shaky, it's flaky. And being unsure of yourself and unsure of if they're leading you down the right path, it can, sorry. It can be hard to know if you're looking at the right light, I guess. Wow, how can I word that better? It can be hard to complete it, because it's just easier. Not easier, it's... Sorry, I'm struggling with words. Are you following what they are trying to show you and share with you, or are you following what makes you complacent, I guess? Because when, not really obstacles, but I guess obstacles. When obstacles, or what we may interpret as obstacles, stand in our way, we tend to, not really tend to, but sometimes you might get the urge to just walk away and quit. And it can be whatever situation you're going through. It can be a heavy burden. So it's just very important for you to trust yourself and to trust your guides. And they can only help you if you ask them for help. So if you are in a situation to where you feel that you need their help and their guidance, then you should ask for it. Nurture. It is okay to want to stay home and be alone. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honor how I feel and take this day to do the things that feel nurturing to me. So your needs matter too, and especially in situations where you're just weighed down, it's important to take care of yourself, to monitor how you're feeling, where your thoughts are going, where you're channeling your energy at. And if you're not channeling it towards something that can make the situation better or less stressful, then you should redirect it. Comfort food might help. Fuel. I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It feels great to do things for myself just as much as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and do the work that I do. So this can be anything from grounding yourself, maybe talking to someone venting or spending time alone. I know me personally, going on walks and just listening to music helps me. And I am extremely fortunate enough to be close to a beach, so just going to a beach and just walking barefoot, just releasing those negative ions and relaxing my mind, it really helps. So along with the inner sense, maybe just grounding yourself and meditating can help. Coming my way. Unique opportunities aligned with my desires present themselves to me. I attract all that I need to make my dreams a reality. So with the whole being aware of your thoughts and feelings and how they can impact your life, attract situations that can help you. And if you have been stressed or just if you're going through a tough situation, they're sending you help and blessings and relief. But we have to be patient and we have to be positive, and we have to know that whatever we need will come to us when we need it. And in some situations, there's nothing we can do except for know that they love us and want the best for us and will help us. But asking for that help is also very important. So we have full moon and self-discovery. So, they say every snowflake is different. This kind of looks like a snowflake to me, but and every single one of us is different. Fresh perspective, the wisdom of experience, a shift in values. This mandala is gracing your energy field because you have recently experienced a shift in your perception and now view the world with new eyes. It is time to integrate your new awareness and explore your advanced self just as one would adventure into new territory. Let us be clear, this mandala represents a journey back to one's heart. You are experiencing new ways as you never have before, and it is a part of the experience to feel as though you are out of your comfort zone, because you are. Your comfort zone never existed. It was simply an illusion created by self to keep you feeling safe and small. Now, as your vibration continues to rise and expand, you will find liberation and the freedom of not knowing your new world and a joy in returning to your divine self. Seek out new adventures and rediscover what it is you truly love to do, as things, ways, and even people that may have been of interest to you in the past no longer resonate with you. It is an exciting time of self-discovery as you embrace the new human you are and create a world for yourself that is aligned with your heart. And while you're on this journey, this path, trust that you are loved and protected, and that whatever you need will come to you when you need it. Full moon. I really don't get into astrology, I should, but I'm pretty sure there was like a full moon recently. I thought there was. Could be wrong about that. something I always wanted to get into was astrology. Coming to fruition, rewrite your story, shift in consciousness. This mandala is guiding you to connect with the cycles of Grandmother Moon, especially the phase of the full moon. Every 28 days, Grandmother Moon shines in full grandness upon the shadows you have allowed to creep into your heart. She does so to guide us to release the burdens and all that no longer serves. Humans are creatures of habit, and over time humanity has become accustomed to carrying stories, beliefs, and fears, some of which can become unwanted, unnecessary baggage. During accelerated times of learning, as we each shift in consciousness, we are creating new ways of being within the physical self, and may find it necessary to let go of aspects of our old selves. For eons, people have honored and celebrated the full moon and the light she brings into our lives. This card is a reminder of how important it is to celebrate this journey called life, and to let go of all that is holding you back. Allow the wings of the dragonfly to carry all that you release back into the moonlight where the ancient mother turtle carries it to the sisters of the night sky. This card indicates a time of dance and celebration as you move forward lighter on your feet. Your connection with the earth is deepening. Love for self and your spirit are expanding the infinite relationship you share with your heart and your heart of all that is. So, trust that whatever you're releasing, or maybe a situation is forcing you to release something, trust that it's being done for the best of all involved, and it may seem dark, but only because we perceive it to be. If we want it to be light, then all we have to do is turn the light on. Animal to help us through the week. So the animal that came out for this reading was the condor. You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. So maybe doing that self-discovery before you make any final decisions. The book says, you've lost perspective here because you either believe there's something that you absolutely need to have happen, or else you're simply being too stubborn to let go. Step back and take a fresh look at your circumstances. It's the forest versus the trees dilemma. You're too close to clearly discern the reality of what's actually taking place. So, make a practice of detachment. Most people think of this as a cold, sterile way of responding to a situation or person, but nothing is further from the truth. It's far worse to remain so utterly involved and entangled that you lose perspective and sometimes even yourself. This all too familiar pattern stems from the guilty feeling that somehow you're not doing enough unless you completely immerse yourself into the problem or person, continually trying to fix a situation or rescue the individual involved. While this may give you a temporary sense of satisfaction, doing so also creates unhealthy dependencies, yours and others. True detachment is objective compassion, a state of mind and heart where you still care very much, but are distant enough so that you are not under the illusion that you can somehow control the situation or person through your participation or intervention. In any situation or conversation, follow these four simple guidelines. First, be 100% present and attentive. Second, speak your truth or maintain a dignified silence. Third, keep the focus on what's really important and what really matters. And fourth, let go of any attachment to outcome. These 4 steps will help you keep your perspective while remaining compassionately involved and detached at the same time. You can still wield your influence by stating your preferences, whether strong or mild, without insisting on getting your own way. Express yourself and see what happens, all the while honoring and respecting others. Trust that this situation will work out for the highest good of all. And rediscover yourself, truths about yourself, and maybe things that you need to change about yourself. More than anything, trust that you are loved and that this situation, even though it's not in anybody's control, will work out for the highest good of all, because it's in the universe's control, the God, the goddess, your spirit guides, whatever definition that you give it, and they love all of us. And whatever you need will come to you when you need it. So don't fear, don't be negative, be aware of your thoughts and how they affect your reality. And make the changes in your life that you need to make and the upgrades in your life that you need to make, because that is something that you can control. I hope that you have a blessed week, and I hope that this helped.